Wow. Good evening, good evening, good evening. I'm not going to hold you guys too long today. I just have some information that I really would like for people to get a chance to see, hear about. Wow, what's good, Kira? This just the people who I've been hearing talk about this case with Miss Tiara Young Allen, the young 29-year-old woman who's been arrested in Dubai just for raising her voice. Um, I'm just gonna say for me, it's sickening, and I'm starting to believe the reason why. I'm gonna save that for another conversation. Wow, what's good, wisdom? So I'm gonna go ahead and get straight into this. Let me see.
Having a vacation spot for a number of Houston women. One who's there right now, according to her social media page, is trying to get back to the Bayou City. But according to her mom, her passport has been confiscated because she was charged with screaming in public. It also could result in prison time. So it's very scary. The trip turned terrifying for Tiara Young Allen when her mom says she was a passenger in a friend's rental car and they got into an accident there in Dubai. Tina Baxter says when her daughter went to the company to retrieve her ID, credit card, and other items left in the rental, Baxter says it did not go well. She found out that she could only receive those items if she paid an undisclosed amount of money. She dealt with a very aggressive individual, a young man there who was screaming at her. Baxter says her 29-year-old daughter ultimately yelled back at the rental car agent, she says, resulting in her being charged for screaming there in Dubai. And so she is in jail for one reason alone. She raised her voice in that country. The crime she's charged with may surprise you, and Dubai is increasingly becoming a vacation spot for a number of Houston women. One who's there right now, according to her social media page, is trying to get back to the Bayou City. But according to her mom, her passport has been confiscated because she was charged with screaming in public. It also could result in prison time. So it's very scary. The trip turned terrifying for Tiara Young Allen when her mom says she was a passenger in a friend's rental car and they got into an accident there in Dubai. Tina Baxter says when her daughter went to the company to retrieve her ID, credit card, and other items left in the rental, Baxter says it did not go well. She found out that she could only receive those items if she paid an undisclosed amount of money. She dealt with a very aggressive individual, a young man there who was screaming at her. Baxter says her 29-year-old daughter ultimately yelled back at the rental car agent, she says, resulting in her being charged for screaming there in Dubai. And so she is in jail for one reason alone. She raised her voice.
Yeah, this is it's sickening to me, right? This is very sickening to me. I want y'all to hit the like button. I have some information I would like for you guys to share out for me. Um, I've been trying to contact the U.S. Embassy. Um, I've contacted the Consulate General of the United Arab Emirates, um, and have not received a call back from them. Um, I spoke to somebody, said somebody was going to call me back. Nobody hasn't. That phone number is 832-956-6666. I also contacted the U.S. Embassy for Houston. Um, wait, yeah, so no, that one, that was actually for Greece. I'm sorry, that's something for my cousin. So okay, but the person who helped me the most so far is the United States Senator Ted Cruz. His phone number actually is 713-718-3057. Yeah, I have about 20 people out of call. Okay, but his the lady there named Amy, she is so wonderful. She gave me, okay, so this is what I want y'all to do if you can for me. If you can share this information, please. You can go to cruise.senate.gov. Let me see. Let me back out so I can see how I got here. So you go to cruise.senate.gov, and then you're gonna go to. Let me go all the way out and come back in. Okay. Let me go to home. Okay. So it's gonna say, do you need help with a federal agency? So you're saying yes, but you're gonna scroll, and it's gonna once you scroll all the way down, casework, passport, privacy, travel. Okay, so when you scroll down, on that initial homepage for Senator Ted Cruz, it's going to say passport privacy form, or immigration USCIS form. That's the form that Amy from Senator Ted Cruz office said that we have to file. So, okay, so you click on that, and then it's going to say download it, right? So once you get to that file, once you download it, um, okay, so once you get all the way to the bottom, you'll see that it says the signature must be signed in ink. So Amy told me that to print this out and then scan it back. I scanned it back to myself. So if you call any of these people, first of all, let me give you this tip. The first thing they're gonna say is, "Are you related to this person?" When you say no, you get is no more that they're gonna tell you really. But if they ask you, I don't suggest anybody lie. So when they ask you, do you know her? I say yes. So this is how I got this information thus far. But I'm gonna stay on this case like I did the other case. But anyway, so when you're filling this form out, you're gonna have to give all your personal information. The petitioner in this case is you. The beneficiary of this case is Tiara Young Allen. And Amy said that on that case information, the first thing that first line says USCIS. Make sure that you put emergency, because this stuff is she said it have a priority or whatever, and that it will be like it goes in a certain order. So if you put emergency, that it will be picked up quicker, right? And just make sure that you give them your correct contact information. They don't ask you on this form if you're related or anything. So for Tiara's information, because I didn't have her date of birth, but I did have her country of birth, right? I know she's American, U.S. citizen, right? And so that's the only information that they asking for the beneficiary. You just need her name, her full name, her date of birth, country of birth, and a phone number. So you do not need to put the date of birth. I didn't. I skipped that. But yes, and so then you're gonna it has on here that it's gonna be emailed to casework@cruise.senate.gov. So after you scan it back to yourself, you're gonna get a reply response from them, letting them know that your claim that your petition has been received. Make sure that you get that. Okay. And wow, what's good, everybody? So this is not like a I'm gonna end this because I have some triggering things and I don't want it to get diluted with this. But anybody who willing to help her, we just need to get this lady home safe. She's been in Dubai since November. She's been arrested, and all of this has already been almost 2 months. And she actually loved it there. She wanted to move there. She was actually, saying that to her family that it's so beautiful, it's so nice. She want to move there, right? But I mean, I just want to help her out at any cost. So if we can all just do a small part, just a small part. Josh, I hope you can listen to this playback, and we're gonna come right back with a bigger another discussion. But her senator, she's from Houston, Texas. Tiara Young Allen. Tiara Young Allen. Y'all say her name. If you have a channel, say her name. Put it in all your titles. Because this is just outrageous. It's outrageous that she can be facing a year jail time for raising her voice. It's ridiculous. And you know, Dr. King said injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Injustice anywhere, you guys, is a threat to justice everywhere. And I know that people are going to say, oh, well, when you're in Rome, you do what the Romans do. That's true. But the truth is, do we know every American law? I don't. I don't. And so when you're going to foreign places, yes, you should always try to be very respectful and things like that. But to me, this is just outrageous. It's outrageous that a man can be in your face screaming and yelling at you and being absolute a jerk to you, and you can't say anything back. And how do we even know if she really raised her voice? Because I remember that Carlisha Hood story, and they were lying. The men were lying, saying she was yelling at him, she triggered him. And when we watched the video, ladies, did she even raise her voice? She never raised her voice. They don't like the fact that you have a voice, so they don't want you to say nothing to them or say anything. This man was trying to extort her. This She went to a rental agency. It was not her rental car, but they had a car accident and she was a passenger. And I don't know how, but she left all her items, her driver's license and debit card and all that in the car. All she wanted to do was to get her stuff back. But instead of this man giving her stuff back, he was trying to extort her for money. Why would I have to pay you money for a rental car that I didn't rent and for an accident I didn't cause? I was just a passenger. So I can understand her being confused, you know? But I do. If you guys could just do that for me, I have like 4 people who's dedicated already telling me that they're going to fill out the form. So if you guys, like I said, the more the better, and just bring it to a national attention. You know, things get more. I don't want people to ever think that we as women, and this is not about a race of women. This is about women, all races of women. See, I already told y'all before. I don't know if y'all believe me, but I'm a womanist. I don't care what race a woman is. It break my heart when they treat it bad. You know why? Because I know there, but for the grace of God goes I. But let me play this again.
Which may surprise you, and Dubai is increasingly becoming a vacation spot for a number of Houston women. One who's there right now, according to her social media page, is trying to get back to the Bayou City. But according to her mom, her passport has been confiscated because she was charged with screaming in public. It also could result in prison time. So it's very scary. The trip turned terrifying for Tiara Young Allen when her mom says she was a passenger in a friend's rental car and they got into an accident there in Dubai. Tina Baxter says when her daughter went to the company to retrieve her ID, credit card, and other items left in the rental, Baxter says it did not go well. She found out that she could only receive those items if she paid an undisclosed amount of money.
You see, that's why I said it was extortion. Because she could only receive her personal items if she paid a certain amount of money. And that's what they do. In Mexico, it happened to me before. Um, you know, they'll just pull you up. It's like a bribery system, right? It's extortion or bribery, whatever you want to call it. But those people over there have the power to get you locked up for anything, right?
She dealt with a very aggressive individual, a young man there who was screaming at her.
She was dealing with a very irate, very aggressive individual who was screaming at her.
Baxter says her 29-year-old daughter ultimately yelled back at the rental car agent, she says, resulting in her being charged for screaming there in Dubai. And so she is in jail for.
So let me let y'all listen to some fool.
I think that she should be prosecuted. Misunderstanding of the law or the ignorance of it does not absolve you from being responsible for it. Um, and she should be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Now, you think that just because you over here on the news that that's supposed to affect how it is that they're going to do things in Dubai. Ain't nobody messing up their culture or their money, and they got to make an example of people. And so, when in Rome, do as Romans do. When I went over as a society to believe that they can do what they want to do even when they're in another country.
Do y'all hear this fool? Do y'all hear him? I am so sorry, y'all. I actually found this video that I did that I had shared a while back, and foolishly, I thought I was gonna remember the date, and I didn't. And I said I was gonna write it down, and I didn't. I think it's this one. Let me see.
Girl child, can you remember who you were before the world told you who you should be? Deep down, I've always believed in myself and known I'm just as good as anyone else. But lately, I notice that the world treats me differently because I'm a girl. From sunrise to sunset, my sisters and I do chores at home, while my brothers get to do whatever they want. And I see my mother carry the full burden of tending to our family. In church, they don't like when I ask questions, so I've learned to sit quietly. In the street, I see girls who walk in fear, as mothers warn their daughters not to give men the wrong idea. Everywhere I look, the world tells me I'm inferior, but this does not feel true. What's going on here? Girl child, you are right to question. Who? Do I know you? I am your mother's mother and her mother's mother. I am the mother of all. Then you must know why the world treats us this way. Please tell me, how did this come to be? Well, it is complicated, and there are many overlapping theories, but we do know that these traditions were man-made long, long ago. It was not always like this. In the beginning, men and women walked side by side together, valued equally as hunters and gatherers. Eventually, we began to settle down, and around this time, we elevated the idea of property and the need to own land and control a workforce. Men became protective of what was theirs, which led to fighting. Sexual violence against women became a weapon of war. Conquerors enslaved women as concubines. Men felt entitled to own and take on many wives, even in times of peace. As their wealth grew, so did the desire to give males an inheritance. Girls came to be seen as property, valued primarily for their sexual purity and ability to have children. They were exchanged between families for a price. Many girls were subjected to traditions aimed at preserving their purity and family honor. Many are still practiced today. It is this domination that gave birth to all forms of slavery and how women became the world's first slaves. It is how patriarchy and the ethic of male honor became the norm. Patriarchy was woven into our civilizations, our laws, economies, philosophies, sciences, and especially our religions. It is everywhere, and it is invisible. It's no accident that we replaced ancient images of God as both male and female with images of God as a man. But haven't we made progress since those times? In some ways, yes. But in many ways, we're still moving in the wrong direction. But what can I do when patriarchy is everywhere? I can't turn my back on my family or my faith. There is a spiritual path to liberation in the Bible and other religious traditions, but we must be brave and question what isn't working. Women and men, girls and boys, even the earth itself are suffering under the domination of patriarchy. To heal our land, we must bravely untangle our traditions from this oldest oppression. What was made by our hand can also be unmade. We must keep walking the Exodus path from slavery to the freedom of the promised land. Imagine if we could re-know the beautiful world that was meant for all God's children. A world where girls can grow up feeling safe and equally valued. A world where both boys and girls grow up to be all they were meant to be. Girl child, your curiosity has set you on a path many others have walked before you. Because of their work, we know the way forward, but there's a lot more to do and more truth to discover.
Okay, guys, I'm about to end this stream. I hope everybody hit the like button if you could for me. But I'm coming right back. But again, if y'all can go to cruise.senate.gov and fill out that form, and make sure that you print it out, because it has to be signed in ink, guys, and scan it back to yourself and email it to them. Um, I would greatly appreciate any help on this. Thank you.